Hi guys, Lisa Bergman here. So I wanted to share a little analogy that I thought about while I was on the water last night. It was tough, it was windy, the current was ripping, and I was having a really hard time. And I was struggling. And for a brief moment, I actually thought of quitting. However, this is where this message comes in. I could have just stopped and quit. And, there were people that were way ahead of me, having a much easier time, and I thought about it. And I had to, just keep going. I would paddle a little bit, and then I would sit down, get back up, sit down. I was huffing, I was puffing, I was really struggling. And it was crazy, but as I look around, and seeing others doing it, and just had to stop for a minute and realize, these people there's always going to be people that are, faster, stronger, better skill sets, smarter, and this is with anything, even in a job or whatever you're doing, working out, a job, a school, anything doing, there's always going to be people that are better than you, and you know what, that's okay. I had to stop and think, it's about challenging yourself, and if you don't challenge yourself, you're not going to grow. So this is kind of my message for today. It's basically, if you reach outside your own comfort level, then you're doing good. And that's what it's about. It's not about what others are doing, and it's not about, where others are at. In business, people might have better skill sets. They might be further along than you, and you need to just remember that. You are where you are, and it's okay. And as long as you just keep going and don't give up, you'll get there. And I reminded myself of that last night over and over again. And it was kind of cool, because I made it, and the empowerment and the feeling of, pushing through and getting to that next level, it is amazing. I don't know. I just wanted to share this message with you today that, don't run somebody else's race, run your own race. Don't look at others. Others are there's always gonna be others that are ahead of you, or know more than you, or in business, that are further advanced than you are, and that's okay. Learn from them, push harder, push outside your own comfort level, and just get stronger every day. As long as you've reached out and pushed yourself, that's the best you can do, and you'll get better over time in anything. And I just wanted to share that with you today. There's going to be struggles, and it's just about not giving up, pushing yourself outside your own comfort level, getting yourself to be a little better today than you were yesterday in anything that you do. Do me a favor, if this video's helped you at all today, comment, like, share, because I'm here to help you live your life to the fullest. Have a great day, everyone.